Okay, so if you haven't emailed your assignment, by this time, you'll see on the rubric that I have points for being late and not late. I know a couple people have asked me for extensions, and normally I'm pretty soft about that stuff, but I decided I'm not going to be anymore, and that's for a good reason. In my work, when I have to have a resume in or some application for something or other for a grant, it's got to be in by 2 p.m. on that particular time. It's got to be in the granting agency's hands. And they don't care if Canada Post doesn't deliver it, if it's postmarked or anything. And so we have to pay fax fees or FedEx and everything to make sure that it's on time. 1 minute late and you lose your opportunity to get the grant. So deadlines are important. If you can't meet them in this case, you get penalized just a little bit. And I will still grade it, and you still get the full points, or you get the opportunity for the full points for the other things in the rubric that I've got listed. Okay? So also you've known about all the assignments from everything you've got coming since practically day one. So you got to manage your time. I'm sure you've heard that speech before. Okay. What I want to start with is, do you have any questions about anything? I should dispense with the question about questions. Or the next thing, you guys have to teach a lecture sometime in, you have to teach the class sometime in, I don't know, November. We finish shortly into December. So I'm going to put you probably in groups of 4, and you'll be responsible for a lecture. Now, it helps when you're talking about something that you're interested in, and this is for the undergraduate students only. The graduate students have to do research proposals, so I won't be mixing you in the groups. So, if you had your druthers, what kind of things do you think, what kind of resources would be interesting for you guys? I'm going to make a list of the resources today, and then on, what day is it, Tuesday? On Thursday, I will have a handout, and you can put your name down by maybe 3 different topics, and I will put you into groups according to the topic of your interest. And I want to do this now just so you can meet and maybe get to know each other a little bit, and then plan out how the lectures might help you as we go through the semester, and you can use that information in your lecture. Okay? So the assignment is going to be teaching the class on a particular topic, so a resource, and using the economic principles as we learned up till then. Okay, so I had 5 or 6 things listed. I'm not sure if that's what you're interested in. So you're going to have to tell me what you're interested in, and we'll go from there. So,
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer? Okay. Can you give a 1-hour lecture on fertilizer?
Like potash or...
Oh, okay.
There's like resource.
Fertilizer, potash? Okay. What else you guys want to... Remember, you're going to be up here for an hour or so. Technically, it should be an hour and 20 minutes, but I suppose if I can't make that time, you guys shouldn't have to.
Tar sands.
Tar sands. What else? It's either you pick the topics or I do.
The wheat board.
The what? The wheat board.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a wheat board. Water. Water? Yeah, water's a good one. Now, water, if you guys are in the water group, last year we got, I don't know, 15 people who wanted to do water. So we did ocean, fisheries, water, and we did lakes and property rights and streams. For example, the water coming from Alberta at some point probably won't come to Saskatchewan because there'll be nothing left. So how do you divide up these resources? So there's lots of different aspects to water.
You could use, like, say, like food, like with more people coming in, like the scarcity of food.
Okay. You could even look at the food-fuel trade-off, right? Should we be growing food or should we be growing fuel? That's an interesting economic topic. How do you go about answering that? Anyone else?
Forestry,
What?
forestry.
Yes, very good choice. Especially since you've got most of the information that I posted. You could talk about agroforestry. You could talk about forestry in terms of what's happening with the forest today. The forest industry is in the tank. So when it emerges, what's it going to look like? Probably not 2x4s and posts and poles, at least not in Saskatchewan. It might be bioproducts. The bioeconomy is big, or emerging, I guess. What else? So for people who haven't said anything, could you pick 1, 2, 3 choices out of this? Or would you like more choices?
Biofuels.
Biofuels?
Is GM products.
Anything else?
Mining.
Mining? Mining minerals? Anybody interested in climate change? Nah, that's old school, we did that one already. Yeah, no? Should I put it on the list?
Yeah.
Okay. Wildlife? Hunting, different uses of wildlife,
Yeah.
wildlife management. Sustainable energy, like new energy, wind farms, whatever, waves, alternatives, geothermal. The best thing about geothermal is going to Iceland. The whole country is run on geothermal fuels. And when you get there, you go to this place called the Blue Lagoon. And it's like swimming in blue milk. They take ocean water, they bring it in to create the steam, they pump it underground, it heats up, provides steam for generators, and then they pump the rest of it back out into this lagoon, which is all full of silica, which makes it white, and then it goes back to the ocean. So there's no chlorine or anything. And you go there, and it's like 0 degrees, it's kind of windy, and you get in this blue lagoon, and it's 40 degrees in the water. It's just beautiful. Although last time I went in there, my toe swole up, so there could be there are merits to chlorine, and God knows what other chemicals we use. Yeah, it just started to get really big. I had to have a doctor see it in Greenland. He looked at it and he went like this. He didn't speak English. He says, takes these pills. And that was it. Okay, so as an aside, what other kinds of topics you want to talk about?
Oil and gas.
Oil and gas?
Renewable energy.
Renewable energy?
Nuclear energy.
Nuclear, that's a good one. Do you know there's a reactor in the province? I just learned that yesterday. We have a nuclear reactor here. It's called Slowpoke. Seriously, Slowpoke 2, to be precise. It's, the SRC runs it. I had no idea we had such a thing.
I hope everything will be okay.
What's that?
Everything will be okay.
Oh yeah.
Not like in France.
Okay, you think, is this enough to go on? Could you pick 3 choices out of this and be comfortable with any of the ones you've got? Yeah? No? Okay. All right, since I have this on video, I don't have to write it down. I'll have to watch the video, erase it, and we'll carry on. Okay, now I didn't send an email about this, but I started a discussion board. which I probably should have done a long time ago. And there's a lot of people with a lot of things to say in class, since I know I've been cutting people off sometimes in the interest of time and moving on. So I want to give you the chance to provide your comments on the discussion board. So I posted one on sustainability, since we're going to talk about it again today. And I've got a few questions on there. So the same questions I asked in class last time. Do you think sustainability is possible? How do we achieve it? What are we talking about? So go on there and post your comments, reply to each other, start a discussion, and I'll pop in and add my 2 cents now and then. And I'll do this for each topic from now on. It's pretty hard to talk about markets, like, what do you think about supply and demand? Who cares? So we'll do this for each of the topics because they're more based on something of interest, I would say. Okay? Has anybody seen it there?
Yes.
Okay. Have you commented yet? Get on that.
Today morning.
Okay, good plan. Okay, let's move on. So where we left off was with sustainability, and I have 3 examples of economic models that address sustainability. So you can use these models if you choose the particular topic of forestry, fisheries, or what was the other one I had? Minerals. And the way to think about this is we have the three diagrams: the biophysical, or the ecological, or environmental, whatever you want to call it, then social, then economic. The social we don't pay a lot of attention to. We can add social values to the model, but we always start with the physical production. And that's true for forestry, for minerals, for fisheries, for agriculture, for whatever we start with. So the economics, the prices and the cost of doing business is added or fits in with the physical production. So we always start with physical production. So the first one's going to be forestry. And you've seen it before. And I haven't gone over the production economics, and I expect that you have at some point in 111 or 211 or whatever you take. So it should be review. If it's not that complicated anyway. So we start with the graph that's got one input on the on the x-axis, and we've got output. So if this is forestry, we would have timber volume. Okay. It could be 2x4s, it could be whatever. So we'll just have timber volume. If this were agriculture, the input could be land. As you increase land, you have, well, land's not good. Okay, we would do fertilizer or water or something. You keep the land constant, you keep the equipment constant, you keep capital constant, and you see how that one input is going to affect output over time. And you always get the same pattern. Looks like this. Okay? So this is production, function, and it's shaped like this for a reason. You make sure you have one input down here, and you hold all other inputs constant. Because we want to see how this one input affects growth, affects volume. Okay? So with our one input in forestry, we can say that this is time.